Do you think that the market will recover on a markets or per country? I mean, we hear a lot of different news coming from different countries. How is that going for the markets that you operate in?
Yeah, I believe so. It depends. People are talking about a V-shaped recovery, W-shaped recovery, L recovery. I'm talking about a swoosh recovery, so the Nike logo recovery. I believe it will be a gradual recovery. It doesn't mean that you are going to open and the next day you're going to jump from 0 to 80%. That's something I keep repeating, but I believe that's very important to get this message across. So I believe it will be a gradual recovery, market by market, countries by countries. So again, we are using Google Analytics. We're using the OTA Market Manager to provide us some information on which countries are already looking at traveling. So for example, like in Greece, we are looking at Google Analytics to understand which markets are looking at our website. And we find out about Middle East, we find out about Israel, we find out about different markets. And then once we have those kind of insight information, we adjust our marketing activities. Because again, it will not be a release of lockdown for Europe as a whole at the same time. It will be like countries by countries. So it's important to have very geo-targeted activities to make sure you target the countries which are going to travel first.
What happens best case scenario, what happens, with this idea of normal, and then what happens worst case scenario. And I think, financially, you need to put there's no point in putting a forecast or a budget in place. You have to put different scenarios in, because the only constant thing that we have is change, and the things that we plan for now in 3 months' time, or even 1 month's time, are going to be very different. So we have to start putting some sort of plans together to come out of that. And I think that's where revenue and revenue management will come into its own. I think there's a lot of revenue managers are going to become shining stars through this, for sure.
That's actually great to hear, that this is also an opportunity to make a difference as an individual.
Absolutely. I think I have heard that some people say, revenue management is broken, and how on earth, is revenue management going to survive that? I absolutely think the opposite to that. I think good revenue management is based on having great data. I've said it before, without data, you're just another person with an opinion, and without an opinion, you're just another person with data. So, we need great data, and then we need the experience of these great revenue managers to help us put these strategies in place. We need to be looking at, yes, we're not going to be predicting 2021 using 2020 figures. Of course we're not. And, we have revenue management software with algorithms, and those algorithms have all been adjusted, and will continue to be adjusted as we're learning what these patterns are coming out of this. But that said, you need to look at what segments have worked for you in the past. And okay, those are our 8 main market segments. Are those market segments going to come back? Yes, we know they're all going to come back at some point, but is it going to be in 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, a year, 2 years? When is it going to be? And what plan am I going to put in place for those segments to come back? So if my business was very conference or tour operator, tour business, or corporate based, we know that those markets aren't going to come back within a short period of time, and some of them are going to have a very long tail recovery. So using that data of understanding what markets did I have before, can I get them back? If I can, at what rate and how am I going to market to them? How am I going to sell to them? How am I going to communicate to them? But if all of my markets that I had before aren't there and have no chance of coming back anytime soon, what do I need to do to get myself ready for new markets? What can I do to position myself for at least a portion of the pie? And I think we all believe that staycation is going to be, the thing that, it's going to come back first. So how do we differentiate ourselves? Do we have an opportunity to win that direct business? Because there is hopefully a really good chance that, if you or I want to go away, we know the hotel that we are going to potentially go to, if it's a staycation. So we're less likely, we're hoping, for people to search on that on an OTA and to look directly. So now we have a chance to ask them to book direct, have great clear messaging on our website, have some wonderful packages in place, have some great rates in place, and then have the opportunity to upsell to them as well. Because my personal feeling is that it's not all going to be rate driven. There may be a lot of pressure from owners and managers to drop the rate, discount, get bums on beds, fill if we can, all of that awful stuff as revenue managers that makes our skin crawl. But not everyone is going to be price driven, and I think the majority of people, or certainly a large percentage of people, are going to be experience driven, and they're going to want to feel like a normal human being. They're going to want to be out in society again. They're going to want to spend time with their friends, their partner, their family, and they're going to want to have a hotel experience that makes them feel safe, but gives them something that's very different from being in their house for the last 2 months, and makes them feel a little bit special. And I don't think that's all going to be rate driven. I think it's going to be experience driven, and I think we have a great opportunity as revenue management tools and hoteliers to really market to those people, and make a real difference on them coming out.